Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp. All right. I hope you enjoyed that opening. That is a great clip if you haven't seen it. It's a great session. Whatever musicians call stuff. It's a great whatever that is. All right, everybody. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. Of course, first things first, make sure you turn your, if you're in the chat, turn the chat to live chat. I always forget to say that because a lot of you in the chat are you're bad kids. And YouTube doesn't let people see your chats unless they switch to live chat. Not that YouTube would ever censor any speech on the platform. That would never happen. YouTube is awesome. All right. Don't forget, Super Chats, as always, will activate the Super Chat jukebox and help support the channel. If you do not want to... Oh. Super Chat jukebox. Having problems again. Oh, there we go. So yeah, Super Chat jukebox, of course. If you don't remember, most of the time we'll give you Alex Jones. I can't help that. That's just the way that it's gone for some reason.
Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell?
But yeah, if you don't want to use Super Chat... Oh, well, never mind. I'll say if you don't want to use it, but Vic's jumping in early. First Super Chat of the evening. Thank you, sir. But yeah, if you don't want to use that, you can always use the PayPal at Swamp Talks. Link in the description. And of course, you can check out the merch. Also, link in the description. Which soon we're going to have the year 2 drinkware available. That's pretty wild. There's a few year 1 mugs out there. If you got one of those are some collectibles. The year 2 will be coming out soon, but I think this year I'm going to do a pint glass instead of a mug. Man, I was waiting for it to actually come through. I don't know either. Sometimes the notifications for the Super Chats take a while. All right, Super Chat, jukebox, let's do it.
I want nothing, I want nothing, I want no quid pro quo. Tell Zelensky to do the right thing. I want no quid pro quo.
Yes, emo Trump. That's another one that's one of my favorites. I think most people, that's the first time we'd ever even heard of who Zelensky was. Doesn't that all seem a little bit different now, looking back on it after everything that has been going on with the war in Ukraine? It makes me look at that. I mean, it was obviously nonsense as far as an impeachment thing, but it kind of makes me view the whole situation differently now, knowing what I actually know about Zelensky. Anyway, man, this has been a long intro, longer than normal. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, all the news that was fit to print this week, Swamp in Print. All right, I'm feeling it. This is gonna be the week where we finally get some good news. All right, first up. Luxury lingerie brand By Women for Women launches ad campaign featuring non-binary male in bra and panties. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is not the week we are going to get some good news. Luxury lingerie brand Honey Bridget defended, or Bridget. That's how not into lingerie I am. Burdette, I guess, defended their use of non-binary model Jake Dupree in an Instagram post Wednesday. The company that used the slogan "By Women for Women" made an update on the post saying they support the LGBTQ plus community, women, and anyone who wants to feel fabulous in their lingerie. Good Lord. Wow. Honey Burdette fosters an inclusive and diverse environment, they continued. While thoughtful and constructive discussions are important to push culture forward, hate speech and bullying will not be tolerated on our channels. Comments of this negative nature will be deleted. They then shut off the comments. Wow, so they're saying we're dragging you kicking and screaming whether you whether you like it or not. And you can't see this picture, but this dude basically just looks like, you know, one of those old Abercrombie and Fitch models. I mean, the guy's kind of androgynous and just ripped. And for some reason, he's wearing women's lingerie. Son of a... What are they... I mean, next story. I can't look at this anymore. 2 million dimes worth... worth 200,000 stolen from truck parked at Philadelphia Walmart. Nice. The heist suspect might be living on borrowed dime. Oh, really? You guys had to do that? Borrowed dime. An estimated 2 million dimes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars were jacked from a trailer in Philadelphia overnight, according to police. Why was there a semi-truck full of what appear to be plastic garbage cans full of dimes? What? This is a strange story here. Police made the discovery around 6 a.m. Thursday morning outside of a Walmart in northeast Philly, where thousands of dimes were littered across the parking lot. About $200,000 worth of dimes were taken from the big rig. A total of $750,000 in coins were in the truck, police say. Why? Why is this? The truck driver had picked up the dimes from Philadelphia Mint on Wednesday, but decided to park the truck in the parking lot before going home to get some sleep ahead of his long drive to Florida. Oh yeah, what could go wrong? Philadelphia Police Captain Jack Ryan said this is a common practice for truck drivers. Wait, you're telling me if I see a semi-truck parked at a Walmart, there could be $750,000 worth of dimes inside of it? Well, it shouldn't be hard to find these guys, right? Who's paying for things in dimes? Some guy goes to the liquor stores buying all his hooch and dimes. That's probably the guy. They were trying to cross-load the dimes into other bags. There are dimes all over the parking lot. Wow. Not exactly Ocean's 11, but credit where credit's due. Well done. All right, what else we got? You're going to have to teach your kids about climate change. Here's how. Oh, Lord. Do we really need to? It says, when my daughter was 4 or 5 years old, she overheard her older brother say something along the lines of, "We're destroying the planet." She furrowed her little brow and looked up at us. "But not this planet, right?" she asked. I'm already totally disinterested in this. I mean, what a way to open an article. Why do journalists insist on trying to act like they're novelists? Jeez. I thought that my heart had already broken for the climate on the Wait, what? I thought that my heart had already broken for the climate on the January day I spotted a bright purple... Wait. Jeez, these people are just god-awful writers. Oh, and look, there's always got to be at least one article every Friday. They start the next sentence with the word "but." Okay, let's see if I can actually read this abomination of a sentence. I thought that my heart had already broken for the climate on the January day I spotted a bright purple crocus, I guess some kind of flower plant, emerging from the ground, period. But having to reveal to my child that we only had one planet and we need to do a better job for protecting it was exponentially more painful. You know what is painful is I'm only 2 paragraphs into this article. Good Lord. She is 9 now, old enough to understand that changes in how we experience the seasons, like the fact that she went all winter without the chance to debut her new snowsuit, are indicators of a bigger, more ominous phenomenon. Oh my God. No. Who wrote this? No, Marie. This is no. Melissa Burt is the mother of a 7-year-old daughter. She is also a professor of atmospheric science. Well, she must be an idiot. At Colorado State University and a part of Science Moms, a group of climate activists. I can't finish this. I'm not even going to get to their suggestions. I can't read this. God, this is painful. We're going to the next article. Straight to hell, Science Moms. Man died after being eaten alive by bugs in filthy jail cell? What? What country is this in? LaShawn Thompson was slumped over in a cell at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. Wow. When a detention officer came to check on him in September, the cell was so dirty that a worker who entered it wore a safety suit designed to protect from hazardous materials, according to jail records. Holy crap. I honestly didn't think a headline like this would be in the United States. Officers were unable to resuscitate Thompson in the cell, where he'd been held for around 3 months. An autopsy could not determine his cause of death. Well, the headline certainly made an assertion. Eaten alive by bugs. What is going on here? An autopsy could not determine his cause of death, but the report described an extremely severe infestation of small insects across Thompson's body. His face, upper and lower extremities were pockmarked with cuts and lesions from repeated skin picking, the report said. Good Lord. Thompson was, quote, eaten alive by insects and bed bugs. Michael Harper, an attorney for Thompson's family, said in a news release Wednesday. The release, accompanied by jail records and graphic photos of Thompson and his cell, called for a criminal investigation into the 35-year-old man's death and for the Fulton County Jail to be shuttered and replaced. Yeah, I'd say all of those things should probably happen. I think we need some prison reform here. For sure. Quote, they put the man in that cell, left him there to die, Harper said in a Thursday news conference, and that's exactly what happened. The family is working with doctors to investigate Thompson's death, Harper added. Jeez. Well, do not get sent to jail in Atlanta. Which, let's face it, for the residents of Atlanta, mission impossible. Come on. Surely we're going to have some good news. Let's try one more story. Maybe we can get... Jeez, that was brutal. The cream cheese stuffed bagel is here. Wow. Behold the stuffed crust bagel. Wow. I knew there was surely some good news around the corner. In the 1990s, Pizza Hut unveiled an important cheese in bread innovation, the stuffed crust pizza. That was a momentous time for everyone. Now, Philadelphia Cream Cheese and H&H Bagels, a New York City-based bagel shop. I figured that H&H Bagels was someone who made bagels. Yes, thank you for clarifying that. Are trying to please the carbohydrate and dairy-loving communities with a... Journalists need to be stopped. Who is writing this absolute dreck? You've taken me from being happy that they were going to make cream cheese stuffed bagels to now being upset by this atrocious writing. You know what? You can't distract me from the fact that humanity has progressed to the point where we're now going to have cream cheese filled bagels. I'm not going to let the journalists take that away from me. They can't do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check this out real quick. Hang on. Here we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, why did no one tell me that the music was just all over the place? Man. Why did that happen? There we go. Fixed it. Maybe it was just for a split second. Hopefully I caught it right when it happened, so you guys didn't get too annoyed by that. But yeah. We finally got some good news right here. You better believe I'm going to give that a try. Absolutely. I needed some good news after hearing that a man is modeling lingerie for women by women. All right, first, let's hit a few news items real quick. There's always something crazy going on because we live in clown world. It's really gotten out of control. I had a whole bit planned for these leaked documents that everyone's been talking about. Leaked Pentagon documents talking about, you know, the war in Ukraine and all these, like, I don't know how many it was. What was it, like over a dozen leaked documents? And everyone's been talking about it, and everyone's been speculating that it was Russians, because that's been the go-to since about 2017, was that it's the Russians. Whenever something happens, the media has to go, it's the Russians, it's the Russians. But of course, it turns out it was not the Russians. It was some loser in a Minecraft Discord server. Which is just fantastic. But yeah, I had a whole bit planned for this, but then I came across this video, and honestly, I think that this guy explains it much better than I ever could. So, you... I don't know what this guy's name is. Pearl Mania. I don't know who this guy is, but I think this guy explains it better than I ever could. It's way better than the bit that I had. So here is a professional breakdown of these leaked documents.
I think my brain's going to explode. That's the only way I can react to this news right now. Okay? Do you remember during last month, we all sat through that TikTok committee hearing, and we just heard about how, you know, they were grilling the TikTok CEO, and they were screaming at him that it was all Chinese spyware, and they're going to steal our information. While that was happening last month, documents from the Pentagon were being leaked online from January until very recently, and we had no idea where the documents were coming from. There were members of the Department of Defense thinking this was a high-level member of the bureaucracy that was being blackmailed, maybe somebody who was being paid off, all these different things. And we finally have the answer, and it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It was a Discord server. It was a Minecraft Discord server. Hundreds of documents putting our entire spy network at risk. And it was not TikTok. It was a Discord server where people discuss Minecraft and share racist memes called Thug Shaker Central. It was full of a bunch of teenagers. And one teenager was a 21-year-old guy named Jack Texiera. And Jack posted on there trying to get clout. Jack posted, all you guys are nothing but a bunch of betas. I have high-level military clearance. And somebody replied, no you don't, you cuck. So Jack started posting pictures of Ukrainian battle plans. Lists of spies all over the world that are helping America. Oh my God. He didn't do this for political reasons. He didn't do this for an ideology. He did this because he's fucking sad and had access because he works in IT. And everyone in our government's so old, no one thought, don't give the 21-year-old guy who who's on Discord servers all day access to the United States worldwide intel network. Now, we're going to have to sit through
Nailed
a
it,
House
nailed
committee
it.
of new congressmen and senators sitting there with their questions for the CEO of Discord. They're going to have to say things like, I see on Discord you have a thing called Discord kittens. Tell me, does Uru mean a good thing, yes or no? That's what we're going to have to sit through. There's going to be a member of Congress who's going to have to ask the question. We were reading through the chat logs here, and it says, Tracer Rule 34 Futon. I was going to try to look that up on my phone, but my intern knocked my phone out of my hand. Is that part of the Chinese spy network? I'm dead serious. This is so dumb. And it's because our government's run by the oldest people possible while our technology has been advancing faster than they ever have. We have members of Congress who are older than television.
So that's basically everything that I was going to say about this. But this guy ranting about it for 3 minutes was just spot on. Oh, yeah. Well, come on. It's got to be like at least 70%, 75% of these people now have been there since before television. Come on, man. You got these people have no idea what they're doing, and he's absolutely right. Come on. If you watched any of those TikTok hearings, oh my God, it was painful to watch some of these people. And the ones who actually knew who they were talking about, the people who were a little bit younger, and by a little bit younger, I mean were like 54. When they actually asked questions, the people who didn't know what they were talking about acted like it was stupid that they would ask that, but then they would say, if I access TikTok through my home network, does that mean I'm using the internet through your network? And they're like, what? What is your question? I don't even know what you're talking about. So yeah, I gotta believe that there is tons of stuff like this, documents all over the place that are just gonna be leaked like crazy. Because you have people in charge who have no idea how any of this works. And then so some guy on a Minecraft Discord server can just be like, nuh-uh, I have access to Pentagon files. I'm way cooler than you guys. I'm way more of a Chad than you. I'm not cucked. I'm cool, guys. And they go, yeah, loser, prove it. And then he just shares like 28 documents. Classified documents. Oh, fantastic. All right, rolling right along. Another piece of news from this week. And by this week, I mean today. For all the Trump fans out there, this might be enough to make you not want to vote for Trump anymore. I'm telling you, this might actually do it. This is brutal. God, this is... So, you know, the feud that Trump's been trying to drum up between him and DeSantis hasn't really been taking the bait on this. Well, Trump just keeps going further and further into it, and it's just, it's so cringe to watch. It makes him look like a whiny little bitch. But he put out a new... Well, I guess you could say it's not him directly. It's from the Make America Great Again, Inc. Just watch this. This might make you not want to vote for Trump.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding. DeSantis has his dirty fingers all over senior entitlements. Like cutting Medicare, slashing Social Security, even raising our retirement age. Tell Ron DeSantis to keep his pudding fingers off our money. Oh, and somebody get this man a spoon.
Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Ron DeSantis.
Oh man, that is just pathetic on every single level. Does that not look like something from a Democrat super PAC? I mean, that, oh geez, the cringe. Why would they do this? Oh man. That's what Midas Touch does. Remember last week, the ad that I played that Midas Touch made, where they were, this is literally The Handmaid's Tale, where the woman and her daughter get pulled over trying to leave Idaho, and the police are like, "Are you pregnant?" This is more cringe than that, but it is definitely in the same universe of cringe as that. God, what in the world were they thinking? It's just absolutely pathetic. And speaking of pathetic, in other news this week, for some reason that is yet to be explained to me, Senator Joe Manchin went to Ukraine because why the hell not? It's a war zone, which means that every single person in the federal government and every actor and every musician wants to go there. No one knows why. We don't really understand. And then when they get there, all they do is say things like, "It's amazing what you're doing here. We are defending democracy." And they just kind of pat each other on the back and give Zelensky another $800 billion. See, we don't understand what's going on here at all. But this might be the cringiest moment yet from all these visits to Ukraine, including Sean Penn and Ben Stiller and Joe Biden. Everyone who's gone, this might be the most cringe thing that's happened. So not only did Joe Manchin go to Ukraine for some reason, he brought Brad Paisley with him. So I don't understand what is going on here. What clown universe do we live in? But in the competition for the cringiest clip this week is Brad Paisley singing with Joe Manchin in Ukraine. God have mercy on our souls.
Come on. Here we go. Take me home, country roads, to the place I belong. What? Virginia. Terrible. Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. You're too loud, Joe. Thank you guys for having us.
Well, man. Why? This is just... What happened? What the Matrix has been infected with a virus and the simulation has gone off the rails and it's now just randomly generating things for us to look at. Good Lord, man. Just god awful. Ugh. All right, so if you are on Twitter, I would recommend that you don't use Twitter unless there's some reason for you to. For some reason recently, I talked about this on Wednesday, that the algorithm has just been feeding a bunch of pathetic mainstream leftist types. And man, it has been so annoying. Usually I really enjoy that stuff, but I've been getting so much of it. I only like to watch the leftists that I follow. The ones that I find particularly funny. But man, my feed has just been full of this stuff. And there's a up-and-coming rising new star amongst Democrat commentators. And for some reason, this person has just been all over the place. It is a 20-year-old named Harry Sisson? Sisson? Harry Sissy? Something like that. Yeah, this is his account. The kid's got Joe Biden as his header. Man. But this kid claims to be Gen Z, not taking it anymore, man. He says, I'm a Gen Z voter, and I'd happily vote for President Biden again in 2024. He's supposed to be the, the face of, they're not taking it anymore. The youth are rising up, man. And, well, he's a little bitch. Which I know. You wouldn't, you would not have guessed that. But here's a post from him where he says, and again, I only found this person because the algorithm, they've been putting him and a whole bunch of other people like this just all over my For You feed on Twitter. But he says, I shot a gun for the first time today. It just further proved to me that we need more gun control, not less. So this absolute pathetic excuse for a genetic male fired a gun for the first time, and now he knows everything about it. So here, listen to his expert analysis after having fired a gun one time. Take it away, Harry Sissy.
So I shot a gun for the first time today, and I've always been told by Republicans that after the first time, I'll be in favor of guns and I'll want more guns. But for me, it was the exact opposite. I realized how powerful these guns are, and at a moment's notice, they can be used to take someone's life. And the fact that in many states in this country, you can walk into one of these stores and 10 minutes later walk out with an AR-15 is absurd. This experience made me want more gun control, not less. So I shot a gun for the...
So a few things. First of all, people like this love to straw man and conflate different arguments. So first of all, I don't think anyone's ever made the argument that if you shoot a gun once, you're just going to now love guns. I don't think that's the argument. Usually what I hear and what I say is you ask somebody who's really against guns, have you ever shot a gun? Because I would say that it's important to know what you're talking about, right? There's plenty of debates and arguments and discussions that I don't engage in because I don't know anything about them. So to go around claiming that we need gun control and we need to start removing Second Amendment rights from law-abiding citizens without having ever even touched or fired a gun is absurd. That's not saying you're now going to just love guns and your house is going to be full of them. That's not that's not the argument. The argument is to try to show you that you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't even know, you've never even shot a gun. Very different than what he said here, where he says, well, how did he word it?
First time today, and I've always been told by Republicans that after the first time, I'll be in favor of guns and I'll want more guns. But
so yeah, I'm gonna say that's a straw man. I'm gonna be in favor. No, it's more pointing out that you're kind of full of crap if you've never even shot one and you're all for gung-ho gun control. Second point. I went and bought a revolver recently in Tennessee. I was not in and out of there in 10 minutes, like he said, for that. I mean, they do background checks. You can walk out same day, obviously, and I did. But it's not like you don't just walk in, give them cash, and walk right out. That's what the gun show loophole is for. But yeah, absolute soy boy who somehow thinks that he's... I mean, these posts that he has where we're not listening anymore. Let me see if I can find one of these. I just had it and I missed it. Anyway, if this is Gen Z standing up and this is these are the people that we have to contend with intellectually, politically, culturally. Well, a great man once said, they're not sending their best. All right? They are not sending their best. All right, and since we are on Twitter already, we might as well go to the Twitter thread of the week, which we haven't had a Twitter thread of the week in a while. But first, make sure you like the stream, And as I said, make sure you've turned on live chat instead of top chat so you can actually see people talk and then they won't censor people that they don't like. So some people just aren't even allowed to chat. You know, you can't get around it completely, but if you're looking at live chat, it's definitely better than the top chat. And again, super chats will activate the super chat jukebox, help support the channel. If you don't want to use that, you can go to the PayPal, which will also activate the jukebox. And of course, if you want to get something for your money other than looking at my beautiful face, you can check out the merch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on to the Twitter thread of the week. So, for some reason, there's been these trends popping up across Twitter and I on other platforms too, and it's been happening with the left and the right. And anyone who follows any kind of social media trend in general, automatically not a friend of mine. No, can't be. You know, like going back to the ice bucket challenge and stuff like that. But now the trends are even lazier. So a trend recently has been posts where someone says, hello, I'm, and then they say their name, and then they put in some generic thing and attach a photo to it. Example of this is, you know, that's been going on, right wingers is saying like, hello, my name is Swamp. This is who you're talking to when you call me a right-wing extremist. And then you attach a photo of yourself as a child. Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, every internet trend is stupid. But there's a whole bunch of iterations of this. And the one we're looking at today for the Twitter thread of the week is one that is particularly disturbing. So be warned, if you're eating or drinking, I would pause for just a moment. Hello, I'm... Son of a bitch. I'm... Ultra... I'm Slagathor. I live in France, and I'm wearing a mask because I refuse to be an accomplice of the mass murdering of my fellow vulnerable and high-risk citizens. What about you? And look at those dead eyes. Absolute soulless dead eyes. Gee. And you may be asking yourself, well, wait, is this actually new? Is this a new trend, or is this from years ago? As usual, no. This is brand new. People are still doing this. This started 4 days ago. So this is brand new. And so what everyone's done is you retweet this and attach your name and talk about why you're still wearing a mask. And you post a picture of you in your mask. So here's some of the people retweeting it. You know, I'm Emma. I'm a grad worker PhD student. I wear a mask because my research takes me into the public spaces of museums. These public spaces and all public spaces should be safe for all people. Ah, God. And like, soulless eyes. Just soulless eyes. So let's check out a few of these. We'll go over a few of them. Hello, I'm James. I live in Canada, and I also refuse to be an accomplice in the death and injury of my fellow citizens. I have never seen this mask before in my life. This guy, of course, if you showed me a picture of this guy not wearing a mask, I would assume that he's the type that would continue to wear a mask for the rest of his life. I mean, look at this absolute beta specimen. Greetings and salutations. I'm Caitlyn, coming at you from Michigan. I wear a mask because I refuse to be an accomplice in the death and injury of my fellow citizens. Soulless eyes, but also crazy eyes. The soulless eyes open extremely wide, and of course, the classic feminist glasses. Just fantastic. I never noticed this. Look at the guy behind her that's sitting... I don't know what he's doing. It looks inappropriate. Hello, I'm Michael, and this is my wife, Angela. We live in Oregon, USA, and wear either flow masks or N95s to be safe during the pandemic. We refuse to accept a policy of mass infection and are determined to break the chain of transmission. Please join us in the resistance. These are the resistance. It looks like they're wearing feed bags for horses. Good Lord. And in this day and age, genuine question. Which one is Michael and which one is Angela? Which one? You can't tell. It could be either one. I don't know. I have no idea which one is Michael and which one is Angela. This is, we've put ourselves in a very precarious place as a culture when basic facts are just not readily available, readily discernible. I have no idea who is who. So there's your weekly Twitter update. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't sign up for Twitter. Okay, of course, the other big story of the week is this Bud Light fiasco with Dylan Mulvaney, all that stuff. I've been saying this for a long time on this channel. College-educated white women are a blight on this nation. And what do I mean by that? Well, if there's one thing we've learned from the Bud Light fiasco, this is what I mean by that. This is who I'm talking about. This is the problem. Here we go. The brilliant woman behind the Dylan Mulvaney sponsorship with Bud Light.
I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone.
So, no, actually, no, that's what you've been told. That's what your college degree told you it means. It never even occurred to her for 1 second that it would mean anything else. Oh, evolve. Grow the brand. What does that mean? Inclusivity. Bring in the trannies. That's what your college degree gets you nowadays. This is your brain on college. So I would think twice before sending your kids, or if you're considering going yourself, don't go. Just don't do it. Yes, please continue.
It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got to see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover.
No. Again, this is your brain on college. You have to see yourself in the work. You have to see yourself reflected in whatever it is. No, only a raging narcissist needs that. That is stupid. That's not a barometer for me, okay? When I watch a movie and if I relate to it or not, doesn't dictate whether or not I enjoy it. I can enjoy, believe it or not, a piece of cinema or music or anything like this that she's talking about without having to directly see myself in it. Again, this is your brain on college. And so far, it's lost Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch almost $7 billion in market value. So, you know, it's going great. It's going great. It's going gangbusters out there. Well done.
Over. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor, and it was really important that we had another approach.
Yes, it was really important that we had another approach. I would like to now know what her bosses think of that new approach. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they are not super stoked about this at all. But yeah, this woman embodies what I've been saying for a year. College-educated white women are a blight on this nation. Any woman between the age of about 25 and 35 who's gone to college, you know, has just graduated from college and did not turn into this woman, well, you need to give me your number. What's up? What's up, ladies? Because you are a diamond in the rough, that is for sure. This is what we've done. This is this is what has happened to our once great nation. Now a study in moppishness. So, of course, with this whole Bud Light debacle, all kinds of conservatives are jumping in. There's been jokes about how, you know, where's Daily Wire Brewing and, you know, Jeremy Boring's beer. Since that always happens. What I'm about to show you here, I think, is a perfect illustration of how the cure cannot be worse than the disease. So a man named Seth Weathers, I guess. Seth Weathers. I don't know this guy. He says, America's been buying beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. There's a new beer in town. So he's launching a brewery to combat this. And this is why. Okay, if you really want to know how liberals were able to take over kind of the artistic, the artistic side of culture, and why everyone in Hollywood is liberal and all this stuff is because people who are conservative, oh man, most of the time they are just, it's just so cringe. But now the left has a hard time making things since they are the establishment. So we're seeing the inverse there. With their terrible pronoun PSAs that look like after-school specials from decades ago that we used to make fun of. Anyway, this is a perfect example, or this is perfectly summed up by saying that the cure cannot be worse than the illness, because damn. Apparently this whole show tonight is about cringe. So let's see how right-wingers would do it. Here we go.
America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. That's why I created Conservative Dad's ultra-right, 100% woke-free beer. As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right, by the woke mind virus. But the last place we want it is in our beer. If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking. Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values. And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
Buy yours online in 42 states at ultrarightbeer.com.
Absolute cringe. I'm sorry. This is cringe as all hell. And if they're trying to replace Bud Light, I assume the beer is terrible too. If it's trying to emulate Bud Light. This is not a good ad. I'm sorry, it's not. It's just so cringe. It trying to look badass. Yeah, it reads more like or it plays more like an SNL skit about what right-wingers would say about woke beer. It's like when the McEnany family, the Kayleigh McEnany and her McEnany, I'm having a hard time saying that for some reason. The pretty blonde lady who used to be the press secretary, when they launched their dating app, The Right Stuff, and when the ads first came out, everyone, including me, thought it was a joke, thought it was an SNL skit, and that it was fake. And it wasn't even a good fake. It wasn't funny, but it played, repeating myself, I said SNL, but it plays like a joke. But apparently it's not a joke. This is a thing that exists. And why? What is the obsession with crap beer? I mean, just stop drinking beer that looks and tastes like piss. Okay? That is not a manly thing to do. We're missing the point. We're missing the opportunity here with Anheuser-Busch going woke. It's not to, well, I need to get my piss beer from somewhere else. No. It's to update your palate, maybe. You don't have to drink super hoppy IPAs. You don't have to. You can drink a good American lager, a light beer if you want. But there's ones that are actually decent. I can tell you right now, this is not going to be decent, considering he's getting this whole thing up and running in 1 month. I'm sure this is going to be terrible. Okay. While we're here bashing right-wingers for a change, from the New York Post, Megyn Kelly says Bud Light should have used genuinely dysphoric Caitlyn Jenner instead of Dylan Mulvaney. Now, if that's not just the dumbest shit you've ever heard someone say, I don't know what is. We are living in the meme, ladies and gentlemen. The meme that's been going around for years at this point, where eventually the conservatives are going to be saying, well, no, I think we should trans the kids. I'm not a bigot, but having sex with animals, that's where I draw the line. Yeah. So Megyn Kelly says that it actually would be okay. This whole thing would be okay if Bud Light had Caitlyn Jenner be the spokesperson or be sponsored or whatever, because Caitlyn Jenner is a real transgender woman. Yeah. What is wrong with these people? It's not hard. Just stop it. Just stop. So here she is, I guess, explaining this. This is conservatism, I guess.
Hey, if Bud Light had used Caitlyn Jenner, would I be having the same reaction? And I admit I would not be. Caitlyn Jenner is a trans woman. Caitlyn Jenner doesn't run around trying to say, trans women are women, trans women are women.
No.
Caitlyn Jenner understands there are differences and that trans women should not be competing against women in women's sports and so on. I don't think Caitlyn Jenner would think it's appropriate for Caitlyn to be modeling Oil of Olay or a sports bra company. I feel like Caitlyn Jenner is a genuinely dysphoric person who had this from a very, very young age, as the genuinely dysphoric did, and finally found the courage to transition late in life and hasn't been.
Okay. So, first thing, right off the bat, no, you are incorrect about everything you just said. Even if you want to say, well, if they're going to use a trans woman for their spokesperson, they should use a real trans woman. What in... No. This is a mental illness. As you say, dysphoria. This is a mental illness. If this is if this is the road you want to go down, where, well, this is the real trans woman is Caitlyn Jenner. No. Listen, this is like saying that, well, I can't wait for the new spokesperson of the new ads for Bud Light to come out where they have a genuinely schizophrenic person on there. It's just a mental disorder and we should be all for it. I can't wait for the ads where it's a person rambling about how their microwave is telling them that their TV is about to assassinate their next door neighbor. Okay? But they genuinely have it, though. They're genuinely schizophrenic, so we might as well have them be a spokesperson for a brand. Why not? This may be me going out on a limb. If someone is not well, we should get them help. Not multi-million-dollar endorsement deals from major corporations. You know, I'm weird like that though. That's my fringe opinion. So no, Megyn Kelly, you are certainly not a conservative if this is what you think. And no, it wouldn't have been better if they had a real trans person on there. We're not the trans bigots, the left is. No, just stop it. I've had enough of this. Okay. If you remember from last week, we had the Swamp Gets Canceled segment where we went over this crazy lady. I mean, beautiful and brave young woman who was well put together and I don't know, was attracted. I don't know. Who attacked a Turning Point USA stand on a college campus. And every year we get these where, you know, around the videos go viral of people like Turning Point USA and their stands getting attacked. It seems like it happens every single year where we get some of these videos. But here's another one. This just happened at, let's see, University of Washington. Well, geez, what did you expect? But here we go. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was... anyway, Turning Point USA. Another beautiful and brave woman exercising her free speech, as they would say.
Technically, no. Yeah, no, you just support the genocide of trans kids and you want everyone who's born to die. Yeah, no, you do. That is such an assumption. It's such an assumption, right, with all of this shit. Right. What is anti-trans on the table? Your TPUSA, you dumb bitches. Whatever. Fuck off my campus, hey, that's illegal? Yeah, sure. Whatever. That's assault, actually. Hey, Rachel, can you call campus security?
Yeah, I will, actually.
Fuck!
Hey, I have it on camera.
Yeah, cool. You have me on camera. Tell me not to fuck off.
Hey.
So, of course, another amazing product of the college education system. Again, this is your brain on college, who will, of course, will undoubtedly face no consequences at all for his or her actions. I actually kind of think that this is a trans person. You can never tell, but since we are looking at something on a college campus, it could go either way. That's why the left still loves the masks, is because you can, kind of, who knows? I'm not really sure, but since we've started we've brought back the Swamp Gets Canceled segment, it's time for another edition of Swamp Gets Canceled. And this time, we're going to be checking out another Turning Point USA event. And this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. All right, here we go. All right, I'm about to show you, and this is not an exaggeration, what I believe to be the most disgusting group of human beings ever gathered in one location, protesting for trans rights at the University of Buffalo, where former NCAA swimmer Riley Gaines is speaking at a Turning Point USA event. We have these amazing, beautiful and brave protesters.
Equals death! Silence 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 equals death! Silence.
So, if you want to know what disgusting, unkempt people look like, this is it. We've got them all right here. It is a perfect collection of potbelly goblins. One of the best you're going to find anywhere in the country. Thank you to the University of Buffalo for providing us with this. So, let's go over a few of these posters we got here. First of all, damn, lady. Eat a salad. Work out. Take a little bit of pride in your appearance. But we have the sign that says, I hope Riley gains some common sense. Okay, first of all, you're in college. Aside from the fact that you're easily 300 pounds, I hope Riley... So you're trying to have, a play on words here. Gains some common sense. What's with the colon? Don't need the colon there. Knock it off. How are you in college? And well, actually, I read articles every Friday for Swamp in Print, and this is exactly how journalists write. So I guess, you're well on your way. And then we got this little soy boy over here who probably is trying to get laid from this land whale. Trans or cis women deserve rights. I think what this absolute joke of a man was trying to say is trans and cis women deserve rights. Again, on track to be a journalist. Amazing, amazing job here. Because what he's saying is trans or cis women. Or? So is he saying cis women don't deserve rights? Or do you mean and? I'm really not sure. It's all very unclear. And I couldn't be more disgusted. I can smell this picture right now. Look at the grease on this guy. So here we go. One of the leaders of this protest. Testosterone has no gender. And we got the little trans flags there in testosterone. How much you want to bet she has said many times, this is literally The Handmaid's Tale. We are literally living in The Handmaid's Tale. Then we have another absolute beta cucked human being over here. Protect trans kids. Minimal effort, This guy really didn't want to be here, but again, he's trying to get laid. For some reason, he thinks this is going to work. I don't know. Jesus was trans too. This is a new one they've started doing. I don't understand it. I'm pretty sure all that's going on here is signaling to the woke mob because nothing has to make sense. And then we have this other beautiful sign here that says, cis women beat you too. So apparently the only way that you could possibly ever complain about a woman having to compete against a trans man is if you were able, if you were in first place. If you're not in first place, you don't get to complain. You're just being a bigot, which of course doesn't make any sense. But as I've said, this is certainly your brain on college. So we have these absolute geniuses over here who clearly spend too much time on the internet. So his sign says, it's giving 1936 Germany. So if you don't know, he's making a reference to what the kids say on the internet. It's giving blah, blah, blah vibes. So it doesn't quite work in real life. It just makes you look retarded, which, I mean, shocker. So I guess this is the beginning of Nazi Germany. And then we have over here, as a trans Jew, this gives me deja vu. This can't give you deja vu. We're not old enough to have been there. Just factually incorrect. Not to mention stupid on every level. Wow. Okay, I'd like to apologize to the earlier woman that I insulted for being overweight. This person. I mean, you are overweight, which is unfortunate for you, and unfortunate for us for having to look at you. This is another level. Wow. This is I did not alter this image. I in no way so we have trans rights or human rights, and how's fifth place? So again, the only way that Riley Gaines should be allowed to say that men can't compete in women's sports is if she got first place, which is not an argument at all. But here's the thing. If this is how you look, I'm not saying you can't be smart, but everyone should disregard every single word that comes out of your mouth forever until you get this under control. Everything that you say is going to be disregarded, and it should be rightfully so. It should be disregarded. Listen, until you can get that under control, it doesn't matter what you say about anything. Good Lord. You walked out of the house like this? Man. This guy is so fat, he makes me feel guilty for eating a salad for dinner. I feel like I ate too much. I mean, jeez. Absolutely not. Disgusting on every single level. So once again, all we've learned is that all of these people protesting against Riley Gaines are jealous that they don't look like Riley Gaines. It's very simple. So please, crawl back to the cave that you spawned from, because I can't take the smell anymore. I just can't. I can't do it. You know, I often do wonder how far I'm able to push it before I get another strike from YouTube. But I've got a few strikes left before I get banned again, so I'm willing to push it. We'll find out. All right. In other beautiful and brave trans news, since we learned this is the person that we're supposed to be fighting for their rights. All right. So the new face of the Royal Ballet Academy in affirmative action. Obviously, we're being facetious here. So this is somebody from the Royal Ballet Academy, accepted into the Royal Ballet Academy. Oh, man. The transgender ballet movement has arrived. Beautiful and brave, beautiful and brave.
Grow now out of the waist. Growing. Straight supporting knee. Straight supporting knee. Then for me, that's it. And close. And snap.
Okay, so if you do not have eyes, if you do not possess eyes to see, or perhaps you just don't know anything about ballet, which I think is probably about 99% of the people on the planet, we have an amazing side-by-side comparison here of an actual woman doing this exact thing and this person. Now, there is, obviously there are men in ballet, but the roles that they have are tailored to men, right? I mean, it's really any kind of dance that can be that physical. Generally the men. Same thing with, cheerleaders, even though, male cheerleading is super gay, though I'm not sure. I mean, of course, being a male ballerina is also super gay, but, they are usually the muscle. They're the ones that, throw people around. They're not the graceful ones. Sure, they're kind of graceful compared to, I guess, people who don't do this. But they're utilized for what they are, which is men, right? So, you be the judge. Is a man suited for the same type of dancing as a woman at the Royal Ballet Academy? Again, you be the judge. I'm not going to sway you either way. Okay, can we officially stop the whole transgender thing now? Is it over? Has it been defeated now? Oh. And you may be saying to yourself, well, maybe he's just starting out. It's maybe this is. You can't compare him to someone who's been doing it. Everyone's got to start somewhere. You remember that video I did about the 58-year-old figure skater that got to go out on the ice and everyone was applauding? It doesn't matter. It is totally irrelevant. This person could have been doing this for the last 12 years and still looked like this. Doesn't matter. They're still going to say it's great. It's beautiful and brave. Beautiful and brave. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great Friday. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, super chats. Activate the super chat jukebox. Like the stream if you have not already done so. We're just going to go over one more story real quick. Just one quick little thing. But don't forget, you can check out the PayPal. Check out the merch. Like the stream. Share the show with your friends. And all the stuff that Tim Pool says on it. Smash that like button. Share the show with your friends and something or other. So one thing I just wanted to go over really quick, which I think at some point I'm going to go over this story in detail in its entirety because it's hilarious. But I thought it would be a fun way to start off the weekend. So there was a woman who went to Target and was punched by a security guard. Now, this is how the story's been framed. That this black woman went to Target shopping for groceries and was assaulted by a security guard. This is not exactly how this went down. So it was a woman who I think this was in Ohio. This black woman went to a Target, got a whole cart full of a bunch of groceries. The total ended up being more than $1,000. So I'm not sure she had to have more than one cart. I mean, $1,000. But when they rang her up, she started saying that she should be allowed to have it for free because she deserves reparations from Target. And you might think, well, this sounds like a meme. This sounds like a made-up story from 4chan or something. No, this is real. This is absolutely 100% real. Here is her explaining that. So the police eventually showed up. And like I said, I think I'm going to do... We'll actually go over this whole story because they've released all the body cam footage from the cops who responded to this and everything. And man, it is something. But to tease that, maybe we'll go over it tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. But to tease that, listen to this. Listen to this woman. This is her Rosa Parks moment. Going to Target, getting over $1,000 worth of groceries, and demanding they give it to her for free is her Rosa Parks moment.
To have a money conversation. There have been people subjugated and locked out of things. We have decided we were not going to have a bigger conversation. I decided to take a stand. This is my Rosa Parks moment, dude. To have a money conversation.
This is my Rosa Parks moment, dude. Really. This is your Rosa Parks moment. Wow. And of course, while she was talking to the police officers, she's doing stuff like where she's, holding up her fists, and fighting for the ancestors and blah, 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 blah. So, suffice to say, this is what we got out of this. I don't think it's what she was going for. I don't think it's what she had in mind. But here's the new meme, ladies and gentlemen. The new meme. The new CEO of racism. Oh, cool. You have a reparations proposal? Here's my counter proposal. But yeah, let's go over this story tomorrow in depth. We can get into this because, of course, I mean, you shouldn't punch an old woman in the face. I mean, I don't think that that's exactly appropriate. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be live streaming tomorrow. Probably play some games too. I don't know. I always say that and I never end up doing it. And I guess I got to get back on Daily Late Night Tonight Show. So PRD will stop spamming the chat with Hugh Donnelly. It's purely because he's trying to build a Hugh Donnelly AI generated bot. Eventually, there's going to be videos of Hugh Donnelly popping up all over the place saying just ridiculous things. And guys, it's not going to be me. It wasn't me. All right, guys. Like I said, my name is Swamp. Check out the merch page. And I'll see you guys next time.